We unfortunately are playing a warrior, so we end up getting some pretty decent rogue items throughout. Rogue. We unfortunately are playing a warrior, so we end up getting some pretty decent rogue items throughout. Fix this. Alright. My bad. I knew that was going to happen. So yeah, early on, it's just kind of farming. With the start, you're kind of looking to get between 5 and 10. Or, I'm sorry, 5 and 7, I would say, probably are good levels for the cathedral. The first four floors. I can't speak. Nothing like too scary. For the most part, it's pretty safe. Like here, we're using the door to lure one mob in at a time. Pretty much the safest bet. I think we use, let's see what we put our points into. For just starting out, I'd recommend sticking with Dex. I'd take Dex almost immediately to 45. There would be some exceptions if, like on floor 4, you got a broadsword or maybe a wicked axe, drop off of snot spill or something like that you might consider putting some more strength into. We're still using a short sword, so we're just kind of popping barrels. We're looking for an early, like I said, early falchion, I think is the proper way to pronounce it, spike club. Smacking some skeletons, so we can skip a little bit ahead, I think. I don't think you want to watch this entire run. Maybe you guys do. I don't know. This is my first tutorial video, so I apologize about how heinous it's going to be, but hopefully you guys will be able to find it helpful. So we're going to skip a couple minutes ahead because we're just going to be dealing. I do like killing uniques. Remember what all uniques are on floor 3, but we'll skip to floor 4 because that's where our first event of anything happens. So wait for this to load. We're still on floor 3. I don't even know how far we skipped ahead. 3 minutes. So we found a unique bongo bango special there. Let's see what he drops for us. Oh, Book of Firebolt. Always worthwhile. Alright, let's skip a little further ahead. We should be on floor 4 now. Floor 4 has a, the most optimal is not seeing snot spill. We'd all love to skip on to floor 5. If you notice I switched to a club here, it's because to undead it deals 50% bonus damage, and your swords slashing weapons deal 50% less, and slashing weapons also deal 50% more damage to beasts. So useful. We're also looking to collect money. Remember Falchion, we got a Needler that's going to sell for 2,000. So we're looking like Firebolt will end up dropping. The Buckler we get rid of, it's not needed anymore. Just making room for money. But Snot Spill early on is not only a good source of gold, it's a chance to drop a unique item. Nobody would complain about a Wicked Axe. We did get Snot Spill in this run. It's also useful for the Harlequin crest. It not only sells for 1,000 gold, but more often than not, the +2 to stats, all attributes, is helpful in order to get your 33 magic that's going to be required to use telekinesis. For the most part, you're using items in order to do that. Big Uglies, always fun. High AC, decent attack rate, just really in a moderate to high health pool. For me, probably one of the most annoying mobs in the game, outside of Archer Elite packs. But basically, we're going to kill these. We're going to go back to town for our first real buy. And my voice going to start cracking already. Yeah. Hopefully we're able to go, like I said, back to town. You want to have a town portal scroll by now. That's also the other one of the other important items you want to get in the first four floors. Otherwise, you're kind of holding out on floor 5, and actually, I think that's what we end up doing in this run, is hoping to get lucky. Or maybe we do have one. Let's see. I dropped a sword on the ground, so that must mean I have the town portal scroll. But we're going to make sure we can buy another town portal scroll. We're going to stock up on health potions and get ready to go into the catacombs. So we'll go ahead and skip ahead to the catacombs. I think you always should IID everything. There's always a chance it's going to be useful. But let's skip ahead to the catacombs. We'll kill Snotspill. He won't drop anything for us, but we get a decent amount of experience. We're probably 7 or 8. Yeah, we're 17 minutes in, so we're going to be 7 or 8 pretty easily. I'll often check my XP here, so we'll look to see what I'm at. This was actually overall an okay run. I think we get really screwed in hell as far as where the floors are located and stuff like that. We checked it. I didn't even see what it was. You guys can pause it and look at it. Alright, so the first thing we notice is we got Valor. Floor 5 is the most important level in the game. Valor is unbelievably good. The stats that you receive from it, rarely will you find something better in a speedrun. -3 damage, 10 vitality, 24 AC, fastest hit recovery, and absorbs half of trap damage. I don't know for sure, but it is said that absorbs half trap damage. Also reduces projectile damage by 50%, which is pretty huge because there's lots of stuff that shoot at us. So how this quest works is there's 3 horned demons in this room, which we have now lured out and are trying to pick them off. Looks like we just leveled up. And then we'll talk to a book. That'll open a door, and that'll have a blood jewel in it. We'll pick up this blood jewel and put it into a pedestal. So we're level 8. So we're right on par. We're looking to be level 12 when we enter the caves. So there's a pedestal of blood, and just to the north of us, it opens up a room that will have 2 more horned demons in them. And even though they're called demons, they are beasts. All of the bats, blinks, glooms, fiends are considered beasts, except for familiars. Familiars are considered demons for some reason. Your dark ones are beasts, kobolds, basically. Which we're getting beat on a little bit here. Obviously, skeletons are undead, zombies are undead. I believe all gargoyles are beasts. I don't think there's anything that counteracts that. These glooms, we can't separate them. I think it turns out that this is part of the elite pack, and these were just jumping at us. And they're just pretty insane with their attack speed. Like, their health pool is annoying, having a little more health, but they just like to go ham. As you see, that guy's just like, tat, 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 tat. Yeah, there's Moon, whatever. Or Foul something. So yeah, I finally step up, and then I'm like, oh, yeah, that's not going to work either. So I got to keep kind of maneuvering to only have one beating on me. Otherwise, I just get stun locked. Or blocked. Stun blocked. Block stunned? I don't know. Anyways, stuck in a block animation, which is pretty annoying. We're trying not to lose our armor. I often repair it red. I don't like repairing it when it's, I don't know what you want to call that, gray at 5. It's at what? It's 5 durability. I like to kill uniques because they do have a high chance of dropping uniques. Most of my gear, I think, comes off of uniques rather than relying on something random to drop it. You know, attacking a gloom and hoping it drops something. Eventually we'll make it through this quest, and then grab up this blood jewel and head back to the next back to the pedestal. We'll have to do the same thing on the south. So we're gonna skip ahead a little bit. So it looks like we finally completed it. Anyways, we go in here in the middle, and there's going to be 5 horn demon. One sits in this corner, but the other four come at you. And then grab this one, grab your armor. I almost always equip it immediately. I try to keep an ID scroll in order to get its full effect right off the bat, because it is that good. And it literally makes the rest of this a joke. And so now the hard part is literally just finding the exits to the next level. So, like I said, we're going to look to be level 12 when we go into the caves. There's nothing of interest on 6 or 7. At level 8, the uniques actually start dropping quality and eye level high enough for your really good gear, like the uniques that we want. In the current world record run, it has the ability to drop Scavenger's Carapace, which I think is going to be the best armor in the game for a normal run. I believe it's either -12 or -15 DFE damage from enemies reduced, which is pretty good. So we'll skip ahead right about there, I think. Should take us close to floor 8. Oh, we're on floor 7. So apparently we had a Terracat. There you go, floor 8. Also on floor 8 we have Czar the Mad, which is basically a free unique. It's also free money in the fact that he's going to give you an item first from talking to him, a book. You get a book from his bookshelf, and then you're also the guaranteed magic item that is considered, like I said, he's literally as if you killed a unique. So he's got the +2 or +4 modifier on the eye level. Outside of that, floor 8's pretty easy. This is where we're getting ready to look at our next back. This next back will pretty much be preparing for the caves and all of its glory. It's also where the game gets a little bit harder. Valor is still going to carry you through really well. Don't really require an amazing weapon. It's always nice if you found some to hit by then, because that's when you'll start noticing that you have around 50-55 decks. You should have 55 decks on floor 8, unless you found some amazing to hit gear. Then you can either start focusing on strength or mixing strength and vitality, depending on how comfortable you feel and what kind of items you've collected along the way. So we're in the caves. Floor 9, if you're just starting out, and I'd say even if you're a veteran player, Slain Hero is the way to go. It's guaranteed magical breastplate. Also, I believe is a 1% chance to drop the unique breastplate, which is Scavenger's Carapace, which is the GG item. Also, floor 9 has the mushroom quest. I'm not entirely sure if we did it on this run or not, so let's watch to see if we did. If not, it's essentially you pick up a fungal tomb, you take it back to Adria, you then go back in, collect the big black mushroom, take that back to Adria, come in, kill any monster, and pick up the brain that it's going to drop. Take that back to Pepin. He'll give you the spectral elixir. You then go talk to Adria again. She changes that elixir into giving you +3 stats. I'm sorry, +3 to all stats. So strength, vit, magic, and dex. Early on, I say it's really worthwhile because it's 2.5 levels basically of XP. Is the way I look at it. It's kind of hard to say no to that. I think we gave a good enough explanation that we don't have to worry about it. I think it looks like we went into a lot of strength on this build. Saw that we had 68. the more and more I run this, the more and more I focus on strength. I feel like my survivability stats will either come or they won't. We had this magic little buckler. It really, it really didn't do much, but it at least gave us a chance to block. We just kind of held on to it forever. I think we ended up getting a pretty good shield eventually, but a little shield did work. Alright, so to skip ahead, floor 10, the anvil drops, or the anvil quest is available here. Obviously not always. I can't think of the quest that it shares with. I think it's Czar the Mad and the Mushroom quest. You get 2 of the 3. When you go back at either floor 8 or floor 9 and you talk to Griswold, if he gives you the chat dialogue, then you know that you've received him. That quest, and it's available on floor 10. Early on, it's probably not a bad idea. I feel that it's a pretty useful item. Great attack speed, obviously. The to hit is on it and is great. The fire damage is kind of meh as you get into hell because a lot of them are fire immune. But I still think that it prevents the ability for them to regen. This part's pretty annoying. We got kind of trolled by these guys. We didn't quite have enough damage to actually kill them before they ran away and started healing. So we end up luring them after we wasted a couple minutes here. Floor 11, there's nothing really important. Floor 12, really the only thing you don't... In here you don't want to see what is 8 and 10. I believe have elite dog packs that are very annoying and very dangerous. Especially without Valor. You open a door to a dog pack without Valor, you're probably just going to rip. Yeah, floor 12, I also don't like seeing Succubus. They're pretty scary. I just don't like that. I think for like a speedrunning aspect, you're getting so much XP that it almost feels like you want to see lower tier mobs. You don't like seeing blood claws and just the higher level stuff. So basically we're looking to just farm some experience, get some more items to kind of, you know, finish up whatever stats we're missing, hopefully get some magic items before we move into hell. We should be looking at level 17 going into hell. We got a great sword, and if I remember that was just an indestructible great sword. It was pretty sad. Alright, so we'll skip ahead. We should be getting pretty close to hell here. And this is what I was talking about. We don't want to see Succubus, because with Succubus, I think is almost always Black Knights. That combo just takes forever to kill. It's a giant pain in the butt. And we end up wasting a lot of time on this floor. I don't even remember where the exit ended up being. So we had a really good run coming out of the catacombs. We had saved like 12 minutes. Early caves I think was pretty good, and then we got to this floor and it fell apart. Like the run went pretty much to garbage. But we're still holding on to our tiny little buckler. Like I said, this buckler was quite the MVP. Not stat wise, just the fact that it couldn't die. We repaired it so many times. Alright, but we'll go ahead and skip ahead a few minutes. That should be putting us into hell. Nope, just kidding, we're still here. I think we 100% at this floor actually. Alright, so we made it to hell. We see that we have the Steel Lord here. You'd think that after we got trolled by floor 12 that floor 13 would go pretty smooth, right? Actually, is this the one? I don't remember if this is the run or not. If this is the run, basically what happens here is the Steel Lord shares a quest with Loch Dannon and maybe neither, maybe nothing. I don't remember. It may be one or the other. I can't remember off the top of my head. But if this is a run, essentially what happened is like this these maps are just basically a big square. And so we spawn by the Steel Lord. You know if we have the Steel Lord quest by seeing Steel Lords. It's the only way they can spawn on this floor. And you're looking for a tome. It's just a pedestal with a book on it. And you click on that and it opens this up. There's ways around it by phasing in and stuff like that. But this is really good early on for item drops. If you're hurting for money, maybe you need a piece of hit gear or something, or magic gear, something to round you off. Maybe your weapon just completely sucks. Here's now an opportunity to get it. But I'm not sure, like I said, I'm not sure if this is a run or not. But we end up running all the way around, like 100% in this room. So let's see where we're at here in a couple minutes. Okay, so we did end up clearing it pretty easily. I think I find pretty nice armor here. Maybe not. I don't know what we're doing. Anyways, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I believe, Steel Lords inside this room, plus whatever, Warlord of Blood, is that his name? I don't know. But yeah, kill him. I guess you could actually just walk by him, and not even have to kill him. I think I've always just killed him. And then we go to floor 14, and you always end up backing here to sell and check to see what you got, and restocking. At this point, we're hoping to have excuse me, all the magic that we needed. We're hoping to have Holy Bolt and Telekinesis. Decent amount of hit. We need some way of surviving, whether it be through resists or high amount of health. This is a pretty good mob type. Snakes aren't too crazy. They don't seem to be as fast as Steel Lords. I can't say that they are. The Advocates or these Magistrates, I'm not sure. Whichever these lightning guys are annoying, but they don't really deal a whole lot of damage. So you see, we're just kind of wading through them, looking for our exit to 15. I don't think we really get into any like tight situations or anything we really had to be scared of. So we don't have to really worry about too many. I don't know what the word is. Like, I guess mechanics. Sometimes you just looking around. Like, I see that I have 25 mobs coming at me. How do I get through this? Well, I knew that if I ran up, they were going to follow me up, and so I was able to kind of run around them, and then we found our floor 15 and survived. But a lot of it's paying attention to your surroundings on what you're fighting. Floor 15 is the next floor before Lazarus. We need our staff, which we got lucky and it was right there. So that made it pretty easy. Not entirely sure why we're killing the Azure Drakes. Maybe because we know we're going to have to. Might still need experience too. We had a Mithril Sword, so we have plenty of hit rating. We got rid of Arcane's Valor, which means we had a really nice chest piece. So I'm not entirely sure what we're farming for at this point. Unless it's just XP. Take this back. This is kind of your last hurrah. You should be looking to finish up your shopping. You should be able to pick up your telekinesis if you need it, get it equipped either via staff or by reading the book. And then you can get rid of your magic stuff. You should also be stocking up on health potions, rejuves if you're going to have to be casting spells. We have our Staff of Telekinesis. I'm pretty sure we already have Holy Bolt learned. And so now we're getting full healing. We don't want to take any chances. We don't really have to save any money for anything. there's not going to be any items that pop up that we really care about at this point, in theory. I'm going to Adria for some reason. Maybe I need some town portal scrolls or magic potions or something. So we'll skip ahead. It should take us to Laz. We'll go back a little bit so we can watch the whole thing. So we're looking for a pentagram and not soul burners. Is it soul burners and hellspawn? Soul burners are a bit annoying. They deal quite a bit of damage, but it's not that bad. I'd much rather have 2 ranged mob types on this floor than trying to wade through a bunch of steel lords or doom guards. So we had, like, overall is what, decent 14, decent 15, aside from this crap, where it's like, hey, magic resist would have been super helpful, which I think we have 0 of. Yep, just running around trying to find the pentagram. It's always in the last spot we look, because that's how it works, right? As far as investing points into magic in a speed run, the only time you should do that is if you get to the right about this point, or you see that you're level 19 or level 20 and you don't have enough to get your 33 magic. If you can't get to 33 magic via items, or maybe having to buy an elixir of magic, then yeah, you should go ahead and make sure whatever is necessary to get that 33 magic. So if that means you have to waste skill or stat points in it, then yeah. Lazarus's floor, or room, whatever you want to call this. I always go up. I kill the 2 hellspawn down here before the room, and then I typically walk, touch the book, and then I don't mess with the rest of them. There's not really any reason to bother with it. Technically shouldn't even bother killing that hellspawn, and it looks like I'm not going to. Hey, smart decisions are smart. So I run back to this little middle room. I often close that door so I don't have to worry about chasing him in there. Then just hug this corner and swing. If your hit rating's high enough and you have a decent amount of damage. This should die. As far as when I should reset, I won't reset unless I rip. Like, I might force myself to rip, but I feel Diablo has enough RNG that at no point do you have to reset unless, I mean, I guess once I get a sub-hour run, then you might feel the need to reset. But until then, I think the game is still alive. Floor 9, there's just so much that can happen. For me, all my time is saved in the caves. I'm sorry, the catacombs. Like, I always save 10 minutes in the catacombs. And now I keep pushing faster and faster. And so now it's just a matter of completing that run. So this part, we're going to clear everything out because we're actually going to lure everything to the bottom here. And you're welcome, Smoke. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll do my best to answer them. Same situation here. We're going to lure him up to this little corner to swing down, and we have a high enough hit rating that we're not going to have to really worry about stuff like that. Just kidding. I always have to worry about that because of how they like to step. As soon as we go over there, we get attacked from the other angle. It's so lovely. That's awesome. Apparently I'm not used to talking this much. You know you're an addict to loot? That you literally have everything you need, all the money you want, but you still check drops. Alright, so we pop both of the books, and now we're going to walk to this little center panel. Pops in the cutscene. You can Alt-Tab, click back in, and it will skip the cutscene. I used to know the tile you could stand on to trigger this without triggering Lazarus, but I can't do it anymore. I don't know why. Apparently, for some reason, I've forgotten how to do it. Sometimes I hold there. Rarely does it work out. Ends up being pretty poor. You go up to this next spot, you get a couple swings off, and then you realize you didn't kill all the hellspawn. Like crap. So you go over here to swinging and taking a bunch of needless damage because you didn't kill all the hellspawn. But yeah, essentially we're doing the same thing. We're luring the two names up here, trying to pick them off. If you walk up here fast enough, as you see, it's cut off. There's not, she didn't come with us. So we'll walk down here, and as soon as we step up here, she'll come say hi. So we can swing here for a little bit because we got rid of almost everything. Kind of wasting time here. I should have just run back. There was no reason to do this right here. Look at this little dance. If I would have just had her chase me up to the corner, like she's always going to want to run. So this part was kind of silly. Really just a time waste. I believe these guys deal magic damage. I don't think there's any difference in any of them. I believe they all deal magic. It's not super scary. It's kind of steady damage. You don't have to worry about like being crit or like big massive amounts of damage. The advocates that we're getting ready to face are a little scarier. If you noticed, I had trouble clicking there, but basically I wanted to get in the tile above her and then walk straight down to pin her in a corner. That'll end up saving you a lot of time. We're going to use a similar trick. Oh yeah, this is a pre-recorded run. This is just me trying to do a tutorial. Hi, Grill. But yeah, so we're going to do the same thing. We're going to walk above her, pin her in the corner, kill her. Just from that point, she won't run left, she won't run right. She'll literally just sit there and take the beating. We're going to use a similar tactic with Lazarus, and we're going to try to get him to go into a wall after we kill this advocate. Fortunately, we have a decent amount of damage. We like to stand there and take beatings for no reason. Yeah, so it's not the cleanest, alright? Anyways, so now we're finally moving them down. My voice is going to cut out on me. I suck at horizontal movement, apparently. And now I pushed him back. Fortunately, I got lucky and he went southeast instead of northeast. But I got one more tile to move him. We finally learned how to horizontal movement. Step up, push him down, almost die. Now he's in the corner. He's literally just going to teleport in and out. We'll get a hit on him, and he'll die. At that point, he's no longer scary. You need to see I'm so greedy. I make sure to take the short battle bow that I have no reason to have. Alright, from this point, we'll go back up. You'll see we'll have a red portal that takes us back to level 15. And right now, down to Diablo is open. Now, there's one of two spawns. We have the staircase there, and we got the good spawn, which is good and bad. It makes aiming a little more difficult. We had a rogue run that we did earlier today that was actually affected by that. We ended up shooting him with a bow and pulling like 12 different extra mobs or something. But we still PB'd, so that's a good thing. For Diablo, just make sure you have enough mana. We're just looking for telekinesis just so we don't have to equip a staff. But like I said, there are two spawns. There's the spawn that we have, so the left side and the right side. Worst case scenario is you get spawned on the right side, and it's going to take you an extra couple minutes. the best bet is to kind of push forward, see what kind of mob type you're dealing with, if it's going to be the Steel Lords, or if you just have Advocates. Advocates is, best case scenario. You can kind of push them away and they won't bother you too much. But yeah, they deal a decent amount of damage. Unless you're sitting in this run, we have 75% resist all to, so like it's literally like the safest run we could have had towards the end here. And then it's about using, like I said, telekinesis and holy bolt. I don't know what's going on with my cats. Apparently they're saying hi. But should be about done shopping. You can see that our staff telekinesis is red, but we do have... What a show off. Who shows off all these stats? Alright, anyways. So we're going up here, checking to see if we have anything. We're going to grab this corner. There's going to be telekinesis. Use telekinesis. Menuing's hard, okay? Don't judge me. Just throw money away in this life. Anyways, you can grab that from there. It's almost always there. I think it's always there, actually. We'll run to the other side. I don't remember how many blocks it is. This part got a little hairy. And by hairy, I just mean more annoying than anything. So we have a decent amount of damage, but once they start teleporting, it gets just, like I said, annoying. We weren't any risk of dying. It's just a time waster. Run to the other west side. Yes, it's a speed walk. Leave me alone. So we kept pushing up. And we get to pull some extra stuff because we're bad at video games. But it's not. I guess it's not terrible because we're kind of pushing them further in the corner or killing them, whichever comes first. And still looking at loot. Getting ready to kill Diablo, but hold on, guys. I gotta check out this robe. Did I not click on it? Oh, that's why. There. So now Diablo's lair is active. So we're just kind of pushing them out of the way. We throw stuff on the ground because we're cool. Switch to Holy Bolt, start spamming. I knew that was going to trigger somebody. That's also why I chose this video. Because I remember doing that at the end. I don't know why I struggle with this one so much. I needed to move, I think, 2 or 3 squares to the left. Or southwest, whatever you want to call it. And it would have been an easy hit, just firing straight an angle. But we just waste a bunch of time here because we can. So I think overall this was a very well-geared run. It was just slow. We had a couple floors that ruined us. Once you hear that little fizzle noise, and then you start seeing the apocalypse spam, you know you finally pulled him. It's pretty obvious when you pull him. Typically find the safest wall. He does do a knockback. If for some reason you're using Griswold's Edge, I would recommend, instead of this position, I would try to move up one to have him blow, and then I'm knocking him back into a wall. Just out of speed, I think it's faster. But there you go. It's just that easy. Just get every item you need when you need it, and you win the game. I'll be putting this on my YouTube channel. Feel free to follow me. Twitter, it's @Crichton. YouTube channel is also Crichton. Should be pretty easy to find me. We'll be putting together more with a written tutorial with this, but thank you guys for watching.